All right, lovely day. This is Michael Oblis from GTech Kings. Today we have a product we want to talk about is the automatic transfer switch. So I'm going to be showing you how to set it up, how to use it. Just a disclaimer, if you are not certified to do any electrical installation, please don't try this. You can always look for a certified engineer, electrician to get these jobs done for you, so you don't set your home on fire. All right, let's dive into it. This is the 100 amps single phase automatic transfer switch. So here we have the N, which stands for normal, and arrow, which stands for the reserve. So it's quite easy to install. So here we have where the phase and the neutral will come in, phase and neutral will come in, and then it comes out through the side. This part is used for just in case you want to have your alarm set up for it, where you can connect your alarm or an indicator. And then this is the switch, where you can switch between automatic or manual. So if it's on automatic, when the different power preference comes in, it switches to it. But once you want to switch them, you want to be on the normal, is kind of a position whereby you can take a manual switch it by yourself. That's simply what it means. All right, so let's do the connection. Actually a nice one, coming from our normal conventional type, which is the knife edge changeover switch, or the one we normally do with our relays and contactors. So this one is kind of compact and simple and easy to install. So you either have it with your grid and your inverter, or maybe your grid and gen or inverter, depending on what the case may be. So how do you connect this? It's quite simple. Like I said before, this is the normal, this is the reserve. So the setup is built in a way that it will always choose to be on the normal. So when the normal has power, the changeover will always switch to normal. And when the normal does not have power, it switches to the reserve. So how do we connect this? So for this connection, so we'll take this as our load. This will be our load. And so this will be the grid from the grid. When I say grid, I simply mean the one your government provides for you. And then we'll take this other one as our alternative source or reserve source, which could be our inverter or the gen, depending on what we have on ground. And so connect this is quite simple. We've got our cables. All right, so we have our neutral and our live or phase wire. So get this connected. Make sure you always switch off your breakers while working. Make sure there is no power source turned on to prevent stories that touch. Okay, so we have these are leg from the grid, and then this is the one from the alternative source. So the grid goes to the normal. The setup actually is made up of some two miniature circuit breakers, which we normally refer to as our MCB. That's actually the long name. Okay, the name MCB. So it also has a motor and then relay, and then kind of a mini board for the programming. That's actually the setup. Is quite interesting. but it's way more compact than the normal conventional type. So after connecting your two sources, next thing, this other edge of it, you have to loop both ends so that it can alternate between whichever one. So these are neutral leg. We take our neutral leg back to neutral leg to, you can see that is a neutral leg, and this neutral leg, we are going to parallel them. So we take our life, our face, these two sides, we parallel them. So neutral to the neutral of this, whatever you have chosen to be the neutral. Remember, it's alternating current we are dealing with, so we can easily whichever one we choose, but we just have to be consistent with whichever part we choose. So if we take the first leg to be neutral, all the first leg is going to be neutral all through. So if we take the second leg to be life or face, it's going to be face all through. Don't mess it up. Okay. So our neutral is in. And always make sure your terminations are firm to avoid partial contacts. So after doing that, let's just take a quick look at it. So we have our neutral coming in and our face coming in, neutral, our face. Make sure there's no, you don't mix it up. So we parallel these guys. This is the neutral running to this place before entering our load, and this is the live or the face entering here, both paralleled for entering our load. Now the setup is complete. All you have to do now is to switch on our sources. So we have the normal, which is our grid, and then we'll also have our alternative source or reserve source, or in other case could be your generator or your inverter. Remember the grid in this case, in this particular case, the grid is our normal, what we always want. Now if the grid is on and then the alternate source is also on, this is what we have. Then let's assume the grid goes off. It switches itself smoothly, automatically in a matter of seconds. Let's turn it. The grid comes in, switches back to the grid. The grid goes off, switches to the alternative source. Grid come back, switches to the grid. So it's that easy, and it's actually stress-free. So if you don't have that time to always go to your setup, to always go and change over when you want, when the expected source is available, this will be a perfect one for you. And remember, a disclaimer: if you are not certified or you've not had training on these type of things, please do not do it at home to avoid electrocution or getting your house burnt. So if you need a professional, always remember that GTech Kings is the right team that has got your back. So you can reach out to us on our DM or reach us on our service number, which is somewhere around your screen, for your solar jobs, for your electrical installation, wiring and piping of schools and industries. We are your right guys. All right, this will be the best place for you to give us a like. You can give us and also remember to subscribe or follow us depending on the platform you are watching from. All right, thank you and have a wonderful and excellent day.